And I've asked Commissioner Dent if he will lead us in the prayer this evening.
Father, thank you right now. Bless your holy name again. Father, we call on you. We ask you to bless us. You know our situation, both local and worldwide. We thank you now for what you're going to do. We know you're the doctor that never lost a patient. Thank you now. We bless your name again. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Unless you want to stand up for the rest of the night.
I ain't scared.
Okay. We've had the prayer and the pledge. And number 3, the board should discuss emergency medical services, EMS. We're here today to make some very important and major decisions concerning the ambulance service. I believe at the end of the day, this board, the Board of County Commissioners, wants what is best for our citizens. I ask the members of the audience to hold your questions and comments until the end of our meeting so the board can work through these issues undisturbed. You will get a chance to speak later. I would like to start off with the historical facts leading up to where we are today. The county has had a legal contract with DMH Inc. to run the hospital service until 2024. Initially, we had a good faith agreement that if the county would pass a 1-cent sales tax to construct a new hospital, they would run the service 100%. As you know, the sales tax was passed, and the new hospital opened in July '03 with no annual subsidies from the county. 1 year later, in October of '04, the contract was amended with the county giving a $248,000 annual subsidy to DMH for the ambulance service. Again, another year later, in November '05, the contract was amended once again with the county increasing the annual subsidy from $248,000 to $300,000. Then again in November 2012, the county increased the annual subsidy by another $150,000 from $300,000 to $450,000 a year. The extra $150,000 was to be exclusively for Steinhatchee coverage. This at time of the initial agreement that there would be no cost to the county for ambulance service, the county has continually provided and increased the subsidy. From the first subsidy of $248,000 to the present amount of $450,000 represents an increase of 80%. Now, the hospital is back asking for more. Last fall, they came asking for more money to renegotiate the contract, to give them the proceeds from the sale of the old hospital, and even suggested that they could throw the whole thing in our lap per state law. At that time, DMH outlined the poor condition of their ambulances, employee retention issues resulting in more overtime, decreased service in Steinhatchee, although we pay an extra $150,000 a year for service in Steinhatchee. In addition, in 2019, the Board of County Commissioners pledged 25% of the extended sales tax to DMH to be used for capital improvements. This amounts to approximately $471,000, or almost $500,000 every year. So, in all, the combination of the $450,000 subsidy and the sales tax contribution of $471,000, this amounts to right out $1 million a year of taxpayers' money given to DMH. This does not include the additional $300,000 they are asking the county to give them from the sale of the old hospital. The current state of our ambulance service is unacceptable and needs attention. The county must have better control of how $1 million a year is being spent so that this current crisis never happens again, that DMH is held accountable, and the taxpayers are getting what they pay for. Our citizens deserve and should have reliable, efficient, top-notch emergency service, particularly when it comes to life and death situations. The EMTs and paramedics deserve and should have reliable and adequate equipment to work with. Let me say that the EMTs and the paramedics, they do a great job of performing their duties with substandard equipment and non-competitive pay scales. These dedicated professionals and the public have been let down. So I would caution that we be very, very careful how we move forward, considering the history that I just described. I had asked LaWanda to prepare a flow chart for us, and she did, and we have it here before us, and it's a very good job, LaWanda, thank you. And if it pleases the board, what I'd like to do, well, let me just say, the 4 options is A, follow the contract with DMH until 2024 and continue the current subsidy of $450,000 a year. Option B is amend the contract with DMH to allow them to assign the contract with a third-party provider. There is an unknown cost. According to the county auditor, if this process requires an increase in the subsidy, then the county must participate in the procedure and follow our bid guidelines. Option C, follow contract with DMH for the remainder of the fiscal year. Currently, that subsidy is $37,500 a month, and this would be until 10/1/20, and then the county assumes responsibility of EMS and contracts with a third party. Option D would be follow the contract with DMH for a defined period, and then at some point in time, the county assumes responsibility of EMS operations without a third-party affiliation. There would be increased costs for equipment and operations, and the cost is, and the source of the funding is unknown. So if it's okay with the board, I'd like us to begin with option D. There seems to have been quite a few people that had an interest in that, I've heard. So option D, follow the contract with DMH for a defined period. And Rwanda, I'm assuming that what this means is that we've taken over and either we combine the services or we run it on our own without a third party. So do you want to explain to the board what your findings are in terms of,
Yes, sure.
yes, thank you.
So just for the board's information, we did a little survey of the Big Bend region, and I also received a report statewide that defines how different cities and counties either contract or EMS or they run it themselves. So it looks like out of the 21 counties that were surveyed, 18 of the 21 are county operated. 10 counties, about half, have a combined fire rescue or public safety service. 8 counties are standalone EMS services, and 3 counties are third-party services. So the benefit of this combined fire rescue EMS service would be an increase of firefighters countywide. This would potentially result in a larger pool of dual-certified firefighters and EMT medics who would have the capability of responding to both medical and fire calls for service. The primary functions of these dual-certified employees would be to answer medical calls for service, based upon the current call volume that DMH has reported at 300 calls per month for service. So in other words, there are more calls for medical service than there are fire calls. In order to consider this, there are major milestones that must be met. We would have the need to increase the staffing to up to 22 total positions. And that number is not written in stone, but that's what we think. So somewhere from maybe 18 to 22 additional positions. We would need to replace apparatus and equipment. That could be done over a period of time. It really just depends on the state of the equipment when we receive it. We would need potentially replacement ambulances, and the cost of the ambulances is about $180,000 a piece, and potentially a transfer vehicle, which is about half the cost of an ambulance, cardiac monitors, stretchers, etc. We would need to contract with the medical director, Department of Health, medical licensing, contract with a third-party billing service, and a collection service, which they have their own charge for that, or their own percentage that they keep. We would need to update our liability insurance. That is based upon payroll. So my understanding of an increased payroll of this amount, the first year premium would be around $16,000. Secure new vendors for EMS supplies and pharmaceuticals, and I believe we would have to have Medicaid and Medicare provider numbers, and also secure contracts with private insurance carriers. Based upon the current DMH collections of approximately $1 million a year, the above would result in a cost estimate of $1.8 million per year, which would, if you subtract the collections, would be a required subsidy of about $800,000 a year for operations, which is an increase of $350,000. The capital purchases could range between, we're guessing, $500,000 to $750,000 in the first year, depending on the condition of the equipment when it is received. We estimate the length of time needed to prepare for a transition to a combined fire, rescue, EMS, or a standalone service would be approximately 1 year, depending upon funding and the ability to recruit dual certified personnel. That's a lot of personnel to try to recruit. Also, we would have to understand that the first year there would be a delay in the billing to come in. So it could be 6 to 8 months for the billing to come in once we contract with a third party to collect that on our behalf.
So, what I understood then from what you just said to be the positive aspect of this is that you would have more, you'd have more staff that would respond to the call because there's more medical than there is fire.
Right.
Are there any other positives to this scenario?
Well, I think that's something that is just an unknown at this time. I know that it appears that about half of the counties in the state of Florida have run a combined service, but I'm not exactly sure why, to be honest with you. I would assume in larger areas that it may be a little easier to recruit than it would be for some of the smaller counties. Some of our surrounding counties just have standalone EMS or they contract out, and the main part of that is the recruitment. So if we could recruit personnel, I think that it would be good for our citizens, the increase in the coverage in public safety, but that obviously comes at a cost.
Any questions or comments from the board?
I'll make a comment. I'm not interested in the county commission taking over the EMS service. We have a contract with DMH that expires in 2024. Where I'm coming from is I'd like to talk about amending the contract And if we can get a firm number, change the amount that we contribute from 450,000 to a good number. So the DMX would be made whole. And then DMX could continue, if they want to, run the ambulance service. And if they don't want to, then let them contract it out, not us. I mean, that's the way I feel now. You've all can change my mind as we continue to discuss. That's more like option B, I think, than anything else I saw. Did I get it right?
I think so.
Now, all of this, it seems to be the timing of this time to make this transition. Whatever we do, will be at the end of this fiscal year, beginning of the new year's October 1.
Yes.
And I've kind of laid out where my heart is right now. You know, that's all I got to say. Y'all convince me otherwise.
Okay, my plan had been to go back to option A, if that's okay, but, I would not be on the same, I would not be in agreement with you on that, because if I think that they've demonstrated that they have, not been real successful so far in running the ambulance service, but we can get back to that. I'm trying to go through what I think will be the process of elimination. I don't know, but with option A, so first, before we go on option D, are there any other commissioners that want to add anything to that one where the county would take over and potentially team up with, it would combine the services?
Maybe. Let me say this, I thought about it a lot, and I've talked to one county that runs the ambulance service, and they run it standalone. And I asked them how much did they contribute to the ambulance service. $600,000. Took a 0.5% sales tax. $600,000. And they took, and the money they came in from insurance and collection, about $1.3 million. So they're running that for about $1.9 million. And so we know it can be done.
Commissioner Dent, can you tell me how many ambulances?
3.
3?
One was, there was 3, there was 2 at the station, and one was placed about 14 miles away. And I suppose that would be something like that, quite a mile.
How long have they been doing that, and what was their personal feeling about it?
Okay, well, one thing, I thought with one county manager, he said that the billing, the collection was the key. That they were collecting the money. And the person they had in that position goes on dead guard. You know, I'm talking to these people about their money all the time. So they put a camera there to watch that person. He was going home about 12 o'clock during the day. So they went out to a third-party building. And people at third-party building, I said, how many people are you talking about? I said, we got 25,000 people in the county. They said, oh yeah, I'll build it. One person allowed to have a county 3 times that size. So they let that person went, and they went to the third-party building. I don't know how he was doing it, but $1.9 million is what they were running the ambulance service with.
So it's a successful story,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
And their contribution was $600,000.
$600,000, that's what they give. And that's all they give. And the rest of it is done through collection and insurance.
How long did it take that county to get to that level? Was that within the first year or the first?
Well, I didn't ask them that, but that's what they're doing now. And they own also a nice place up there, way back. Obviously, we had 3 bays for the truck to be fitted and shot.
saying they stand alone
Yes.
for the hospital? Where are they based at? Are they based out of the hospital or they're away from the hospital
Yes,
altogether?
they're away from the hospital altogether.
Well, that's because I, you know, have heard other comments about combining that, and, you know, I've had a lot of questions about it, and I have not, in my mind, eliminated that possibility. You know, I have a pretty open mind. I haven't said on some things that I will vote for and not vote for concerning this. I've already expressed one, but certainly, that's an option.
But you know, I don't have a problem with, working through this project and trying to say, we can do that, we can have fire and rescue. I don't have a problem with that. Anything big business on that.
That's right.
And then if you have, you know, all due respect to the hospital, they're saying they can't collect, they need more money, then you really wanna know, then, is their heart really in it? I believe the heart is in it, but there's something else that's going on to continue to run the way it runs.
Right, and I've got a whole list of things when we get to that point, of points that I've made and thought about concerning that. Commissioner Murphy, you have any comments about?
What I would like to find out from that county is how quick they turn those numbers. Was it in the first year, for 3 years, for 5 years? That would be an important factor to make a decision in that matter. Because that's the first thing we want to work along. Where the original state statutes were structured. And then all these amendments and ordinance came along and allowed us to go to third parties or hospitals, states. If they can produce these numbers in a year, we can look at that.
Well, you don't know if the equipment that if they inherited equipment that was on the last leg.
There's still areas where they can't use it.
Right.
But you know, at first they had it with the sheriff's part, and they pulled out some sheriff's part. And,
Anybody else? Any other commissioner? Yes.
In defense of my position that I laid out, before I became a county commissioner, the county commission, I believe, tried to run an ambulance service. Conrad may have been there back 2003. And I understand, you know, historically, it's not very successful, that we lost a pile of money because we tried in-house to do this collection. So, that's one thing I wanted to say, is we've already been there one time, it didn't work out. And the other thing is, if we take it over, we own it. And suppose we decide we don't want to take it over and own the ambulance service, what happens if you can't find the 16 qualified paramedics that you need? That's an issue that bothers me. Plus the fact, I believe, Melinda, you mentioned that there's a downtime before you're going to start, billings is going to start to come in. So those are things that I'm going to consider when I'm making the final decision.
I do believe there would be a sizable investment, either with a standalone EMS or a combined fire rescue, because of the need to purchase equipment, the capital investment, and the lag between billing and receiving those monies back. So I don't know in the first year that you could say we get $1 million and you make it $500,000. It's hard to predict.
Yeah.
But I do believe there would be a sizable investment of a capital fund.
Especially the first year, you know, start off.
the equipment out there now, who does it belong to?
But,
Right.
Is it ragged? Is it down so bad now that it won't run?
I believe it's at the end of its lifespan.
you know, they came to us in the fall, and they told us what bad condition they had, ambulances in the shop, and they, you know, so it sounded like to me at that time, and I can't see where anything has changed, but I haven't heard of any new ambulances being purchased, that, and then, you know, of course, we heard from citizens things, and I can't verify if the ambulances had power cords showing or not, but But they did say themselves that the ambulances had pretty much run their allotment. So, you know, that's why we're having this conversation, so that we can weigh all these options. You know, like I said in the beginning, I know what we want is the best for our
Oh, yeah.
citizens. Because we're talking life and death. Commissioner Moody, you explained how you were being transported and the ambulance broke down. This is what we don't need. We also have to consider the cost, what we can afford, and certainly look at the way we've been doing business, which doesn't seem to have worked out very well. Yeah.
I'd like to see, like Mr. Malcolm said, I would love to see the hospital handle it, like they've been handling it, but with a third party providing new ambulances, new equipment, and all. That way we wouldn't have to worry about breaking down, we wouldn't have to worry about expense. No matter who's collecting, you're only gonna get so much. The ones that's gonna pay the insurance, the ones that's got insurance, they're gonna pay. You're not gonna get no more, no matter who's collecting, it's not gonna go up just so we collect. I'd rather do it like Malcolm was saying, the hospital go with what they've been going, but with a third party provider. Let's get rid of them old ambulances, sell them for what we can, get that equipment swapped out, and all new stuff, and it'd be just safer for the general public, is what I'm saying.
Okay. On option A, it says to follow the contract with DMS until 2024. That's what we have a contract for. And continue with the subsidy that we're giving them now of $450,000. And is there any interest from anybody in doing that, keeping it as it is until their contract runs out?
Does the money say things using third party providers, that kind of?
No, if you'll look at option A.
Right.
Look at option A.
Yeah.
In other words, with option A, we believe just like it is.
Just like it is.
Okay.
We've got a contract with them until 2024, and this is just an option. We can leave it the way it is and do nothing until the contract runs out. And my question is there any interest from the board in option A?
No.
If there's not, then let's go to option B. And two of you have already spoke about this. Option B says amend the contract with DMH to allow them to assign the contract with a third-party provider. The cost is unknown at this time, but according to our auditor, if the process requires more of a subsidy from us, then we have to be involved in that process, and we have to follow our purchasing and bidding guidelines. And you know, regardless of which option that we go with, this board has got to be more involved. If we do go with this option, we need to have a detailed, regular report of exactly how they're spending the taxpayer money. We've not had that up until now. We've not had a detailed report. So, you know, I'm responsible to the citizens who pay this bill, so I can be able to tell them, this is how your money is being spent. Well, we've not really had a lot of accountability. And when I say that, I'm saying that they need a spending plan that's shared with us. How you're going to spend this money. In other words, some examples would be, how many ambulance runs do you have, and of those runs, how much is paid by the insurance, and how much is the patient responsibility, and did you collect? How much did you collect? We need a payroll cost. What does payroll cost you? How much are you spending in overtime, and why? fuel costs. What are your fuel costs? What are your maintenance costs? And that would be repairs. That would be routine maintenance, tires, your supply costs. How much does your supplies cost you? What are you spending for that? How much revenue is received from insurance companies for auto accidents when you go to one of those? What is your CIP plan? What is your capital improvement plan? We haven't seen any of that. Nothing that I'm talking about, I have never seen. But yet we continue to give money, more money, more money, more money. How many ambulances do you plan to have? How much staff do you plan to have? What is your plan for Steinhatchee? We're paying an extra $150,000 a year for Steinhatchee. And you know what happened last fall? Steinhatchee was left cold and dry. This is the kind of data that we need to be accountable to the taxpayers of this county and for the needs of our citizens. We need an exit plan if this fails. Also, I think that if we do end up going this way, that we need an independent auditor, maybe our auditor, to audit those books and see what's happened to the money. If your county that you talk to, if they're successful, and other people are successful, how come we cannot have the ambulance service? We're paying big money. And as you can see over time, they're back here asking for more money, ambulances is wore out, we can't keep staff, so our overtime is high. We need to be in the driver's seat. If we go this way, we've got to step up and make them more responsible so we can answer to the people that hired us for this job. Also, are there any state and federal funds that come in? As I read through the contract, on page 3 of the contract, it said that they would provide us with a patient satisfaction survey to be presented to the county every May 1st. Have y'all seen that? On page 4 of the contract, they said the hospital shall develop and implement community education programs such as CPR, first aid, and health education. Have y'all seen that? No. And you know, we're part at fault because we have not demanded these things. We've not demanded that they be accountable to us. But if we go this way, this is something in my opinion we must do. I personally don't want to hand over any more money. I'd like to see us go in a different direction because up until now I have not seen where they can be successful. And I'm not saying that it's not because they're not trying, but something is wrong somewhere. And as I'm out in the community, I hear people saying, something is wrong. I don't know what it is, but we don't have a success story here. And I'm not willing to continue to give money to an entity that's proven that they can't make it work. That's my take on this option.
How do you suggest solving that?
Say again?
How would you suggest solving that if you're not gonna give it to them? Take over the whole?
Well, actually, what I would like to do, since you've asked, is I would like to see, us leave it with them until September the 30th. And that'll give us 6 months to figure out, to get bids and to take it over, for us to take it and we can get a third party, a contract with somebody, and then the only thing we've got to do, and we'll have to do our homework to make sure we've got the right people, somebody that's proven to be successful. The only thing we've got to do is just give them a check every month. They're going to do the billing. They're going to provide new equipment. they're gonna have competitive salaries, and they're gonna provide the service to our citizens that they deserve. Because what's gonna happen is, I predict, and it may be a little bit more money to begin with, I don't know, because we don't have the cost yet. But if you look at how it's been going over time, this won't be the last time they're gonna come for more money. They're gonna continue to come for more money. So eventually, we're gonna end up where we would be if we took it anyway, is my prediction. And then we've got all this time where we've had all the problems that we continue to have.
Would you wanna stage in there at the hospital, or would you wanna stage them somewhere else?
Well, I haven't got that far yet.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. That's something that certainly we would have to work out. You know, and,
May I say this? Once we decide, and if we decide to go out for bids, then in essence, we've said to everybody, we're taking over the ambulance service. And then you go out for bids, and if your lowest and best bid is astronomically higher, we're stuck with that. That's the way I see it. I'd rather the bid process take place at DMH than we don't have it taken over ownership. We don't fall back position. If the bids aren't successful there, they may change their mind and say, we'll run it like we've always run it. You just give us some more money to run it with. Now, as far as coming back and asking for more money, if we take over the ambulance service, there are other needs at the hospital. I wouldn't be surprised if you aren't correct, that they'll come back and ask for more money. Now, we talked about the condition of the ambulances. They're about to fall apart. We listened to some folks who've been up here. Don't know how bad shape they are. Well, we gave a quarter of a mil of tax money, which is almost $500,000. That can be used for capital improvements. Why can't that be spent in upgrading an ambulance, or maybe even buying another one? You know, I don't know. And you asked some good questions there that I'd like to have some answers to. But it seems to me like, and I'll repeat myself, the simplest way to solve the problem is to amend the contract with DMH. It's just trying to take it away. Once you say we're going to go out for bids and you publish all that, then we own it. We own it from then on.
So,
And we don't know. There's too many variables out there. I don't know if we can recruit people to run it.
well, if they intend, if we went with this and let them go with a third party, then the price is gonna be what the price is. It would be the same, I'm assuming, that if we went out for the 3 bids. So, if we couldn't afford it, they sure can't. So we're still gonna have to funnel more money over in the long run, and we have no accountability.
I
We have no
understand.
steering mechanism.
Say again?
We have no steering mechanism at that point.
You know,
Well, if you go, either way, if you go out for bid, don't forget, you can always reserve the right to reject any and all bids.
good point.
You can revert to what?
Reject.
Reject.
Yeah.
Remember, we do that,
absolutely.
but that's in our standard bid, package, is that the county reserves the right to reject any and all bids.
Right.
That's just as a point of reference with regard to going out for bid.
Okay, I know we've given them $450,000 now. Then I think at one of the meetings, they said they need $50,000 more a month. Is that what?
Yeah, and let me explain that one to you. That's real easy. As soon as we sold the old hospital, the $300,000, they want that $300,000. So for the next 6 months, if we gave them $300,000 now until the end of the fiscal year, which is September the 30th, you divide 6 months into $300,000, and that's $50,000 a month from the sale of the old hospital. So, if right now we give them $37,500 a month, every month. If you give them the $300,000 from the sale of the hospital in monthly increments, that is $87,500 a month. But now see, that's only for 6 months. Come October the 1st, that money is gone. Where's the money gonna come from?
You need to continue to do that, right?
Yeah, so if they need it for 6 months, how come they wouldn't need it after 6 months? What magically is gonna happen on September the 1st, they say, oh, we don't need the 50,000 anymore, we're good. You understand?
You saying that they won't need?
That's what I'm saying, they're asking for it and it will last for 6 months. So my question is, after 6 months, when we don't have that 50,000, they used it all up from the sale of the old hospital, that must mean they don't need 50,000 after that.
Okay, well, tell me this. If they got $450,000 a year, how much do they need from us? They need to give us, I like to hear a ballpark figure, what they need a month to run to help put it back on the check they want.
That's the question I've had, that I don't really have a handle on, how much. I've heard the 50,000 extra a month, I've heard 60. In any case, the $37,500 a month is not enough.
You know,
I don't think we could give them enough money.
Well, one thing about it was we need a hospital.
We need a hospital, we need an
We
ambulance
need a
service.
good ambulance service, we need a good hospital, and this hospital has saved the lives of many persons with our ambulance service and our emergency room service there. I want to do all I can to support the hospital. But on the other hand, as you say, we're accountable to the citizens that put us here. We want to spend our money wisely. So, I understand your position. I just don't want to take over our county staff, the responsibility of running an ambulance service. With all the headaches, recruiting paramedics, taking a lot of startup money. The simplest way to me to accomplish what we want to get, our goal, is to amend the contract to a number, and I can take the numbers I give it to them, and what they need, and let them run the thing. If they can run it for what we're giving them in subsidy, with the understanding you can't come back anymore.
okay.
And let them run it. If they want to privatize it, let them do the privatizing rather than us.
Well, $37,000 a month, equivalent to $450,000 a year. And do they need 37 more? If it was 37 more, I could see that, 100%.
Yeah.
But I can't see 150% with 6 years, something like that. And
You're saying that
if you gave them another 37, that's $900,000 a year. Then you got collection and insurance. How much does it take to run it?
well, they collect, from what I read here, $1 million a year.
Okay.
That's their collection. And under your scenario, that would be $1.9 million they'd have to operate an ambulance service. That's comparable to what
That county is the same size, almost the same size.
Dixie County, I believe, has the combination. Theirs is a standalone county-run ambulance service, which costs them, I want to say, probably $1.9 million, over $1 million.
So if I could maybe answer your question, Mr. President, when EMS came to the board back in December, they presented to the board that in 2018, they had lost about $90,000 for the EMS service. In 2019, their loss was $196. And then for 5 months into 2020, it was at $121,000. So when they, with them in their contract, I think what they wanted was an increased monthly amount to make them whole, it would be like catch up to make them whole. And then what they, if I recall, what they proposed was amend the amount they get every month, and then say at the end of the year, then we would catch up with payments. And I don't know that that amount was really set in stone. But what they spoke to us about was what they would need to make them whole for the remainder of the fiscal year. And as of 5 months into 2020 at that time, they were already at $121,000. So that amount may be close to 300 at this time. I don't have it, I don't have that amount. Now, where we are with what Conrad and I have been working with DMH on is, my understanding is that they have obtained 3 different quotes. What we would have to do before we took a seat at the table to choose the contractor is we would have to validate that the process they used was the same for each. So what we do when we ask for quotes, we send out a written scope of work. It's the same for each and every vendor or contractor or whoever, and that's something that we are able to show. And that way we ensure that everyone's asking or is answering the same questions. And they have all been asked to quote the same exact way. So because we have not been part of the process, because DMH started obtaining quotes prior to coming to us in November, I don't know what process they've used. It's possible that the process is fine, but I don't know if it is or not, and that's something that we would have to confirm if the board wanted to move forward with them having the third-party contractor and assigning the contract to them.
Okay, I just want to back up just a little bit with what you said, and I think everybody here, including me, we need a hospital in Taylor County. I don't ever want to see the day that we don't have a hospital. We also need a top-notch ambulance service. That's what our citizens here deserve and what they need. It's just a question of who's going to be the one that's going to run that. Whether it's them or whether it's somebody else to run it or what. It's just a question. I've never said that I didn't want the hospital, didn't want the ambulance service. I am for that. Our citizens need that. So I want to make that clear right off. And in terms of if we went with the option of in 6 months or at some set time that we decided that we were going to take it over and not combine services, but I'm talking about take it over, and we find that third party to run it, that wouldn't be any additional work on the staff. I've already talked to Wanda about that because they do the billing, they provide the equipment, they get the employees. We don't have to do anything except we want them to be accountable to us. It's as simple as writing a check every month, whatever that check is. That's the $64,000 question.
How does liability fall in that? Completely on them? The liability?
Oh, yeah.
Completely on them?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have,
Well, one thing that I don't know that you mentioned, that was in our talks with the hospital at my office is if you hire, I'm going to say hire, an ambulance service to do the ambulance service in Taylor County, they are going to want additional money. They're not going to just, the ones that they talked about are not going to just do it and it pay for itself. They're going to want additional money. And they use the term stipend. I don't like the term stipend. I like the term it's just additional money. So what you might end up, and that's why if you use the bid process, you're going to find out whether in fact it would be in our county's interest to do it, depending on what the particular company, for lack of a better term,
wanted in the way of additional money. Also, I know who you're talking about, Commissioner Dent. You know, I talked to their attorney, the county that you're talking about, and I said, you know, how do y'all do it? You know, of course, they do it with the half sales.
Yeah, and sales tax.
And that's all that they spend on it, according to, now I didn't get the figures, I just thought, okay. And I said, well, how's it running? Is it doing fine? He said, it's doing fine. Of course, you know, he represents the county, he's gonna tell me that they're doing fine.
Yeah.
You know, as a practice, I don't say that they're not. So hypothetically, if y'all were to do the same thing, you know, money's money. It doesn't matter where, you know, it matters where it comes from, but if you're, you know, if you're giving a half-cent sales tax, then you're giving more than $450,000, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So and then that, if you don't have it for something else, then for this particular thing that you're doing. The other thing that I know about collections, I wish I collected the money that I make, you know, and some lawyers will come up and say, well, I collect 90%. Well, I daggum sure don't, you know, but I'm here, I love it, and I do it, and I just eat you know, what I want to collect. And it's my fault, though. It's my fault, because, you know, when somebody comes in and the light bill's due, and I take a case that I really don't want, and I know those folks are only going to pay about half of it, I do it anyway, you know? So those are things that you've got to consider whichever way you go. And then finally, I'm going to reply. If you advertise for bids, you know, and you enter into a contract with a private company, you can set, if they are real, the number of years it's going to be. Also, escape clauses in it. How do you escape out of it if it goes bad? You know, we have them on all our contracts. You know, we've got some of them where we put 30 days notice. You know, of course you don't want that in this particular instance because it's such a life or death type situation. So you can, you know, you can, and of course the private company, as we all know, is going to want to do it. They're going to want the contract to favor them. We're going to want it to favor us, and that's why you have a contract as a meeting of the minds of each party.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Does that make y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah, my position is I would like for the county to take it and to go after bids and run it in that manner. Right now, like I said, we have no accountability. I don't know why they want to keep it.
Well, I gotta tell you one thing, they came to you and said they didn't want it anymore.
That's what I thought.
That's what they did. They came here and said they didn't want it anymore. And I'm sitting there reading the contract. Y'all got a contract and y'all just don't want to do it. Well, you just don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? You just don't totally, unilaterally, you know, if you're going to do it unilaterally, you just don't unilaterally get out of it. You bilaterally change it, you see? But and what y'all charge your county administrator, Ms. Pemberton, and me, to meet with them, and we did. And I think we expressed y'all reservations and what y'all wanted. We did never come to any firm agreement. And I'm glad y'all are here with this workshop. By the way, you can't make an agreement tonight, you understand? Yeah, they said they didn't want it anymore. And gosh, that was kind of a shock to everybody here, right? And they said they didn't want it anymore.
Well, if it does end up that we, stay with them and they get the outside company to, run it for them, or if they don't. I think that, at the end of the year, if there is any kind of profit, it should be split 50-50 with the county. If we end up giving them that, or loaning them that $300,000 from the old hospital, it should be a loan, and it should be paid back. I know other counties, and I think Madison County may be one, that, if they said that the county has never asked, the hospital doesn't ask them for money. Very, very seldom. But if they do ask them for money, it's a loan and the hospital has to pay it back, and they have paid it back. So, I'm just concerned about the history and, the accountability to the citizens and the kind of service that has been provided to our citizens.
I heard this week, hospital over liable, they close everything but the emergency room.
Right.
You know, that means you got to put that in the equation too. They're not making any money is the reason they did that.
And that might be an option here, I don't know, but I've had conversations with people over the weekend, and also START, they've done the same thing, they've closed it down except for emergency services. And if it ends up, that's all you can afford, that's all you can afford. But you got somewhere, if it comes to that, where that people can be taken to be treated until there's, and if you think about it, I'm sure critical cases, they don't stay here anyway. They get transported out to another hospital anyway.
And they say they don't want it, that means that they're not making any money with it. That's a good way of saying that. They won't away from it, because there's no money being made.
And we don't know why.
Well, we don't know why or not, but somebody
Right.
wants to hand pass something off,
That's right.
because they, you know, it's not making any money. And then when you got somebody that wants something, you don't need to give it to them, you know, so.
May I ask Danny another question?
Sure.
What amount of money does 1 cent sales tax historically, how much money is that?
We're a little over 1.8 million.
A little over 1.8 million. And you said that the county that you had talked to gave a half a cent.
And it's $600,000.
And ours would be about 900.
Ours would be about 900,000.
940.
Okay, just need to get that in my mind to wrap around. I perfectly understand your position. And, you know, I'm just one of 5. I wanted to give Dr. Memorial Hospital an opportunity to, hopefully they could keep it. They could keep and run the ambulance service. As Jim said, if they were making a profit, they probably want to keep it, or at least break it even. Now, I was invited to speak down at the Republican Party. Jim, you were there, and I talked about 2 things that was told over in the hospital. And I had one man said, whatever you do, Commissioner, I am against privatizing the ambulance service, because if you don't have insurance, they drive up to the house to get your mother or whoever needs to ride, and if you don't have cash money, they drive off and leave her there. Now, I don't think that's true. But at least I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. So we iron all that out contract, Conrad, when you draw up a contract. So I want what's best for the community that can be provided at a cost that we can afford. Now you got a second question. Do we have the capability as a board to implement another 1/2 cent sales tax? I thought the answer was no.
I've already asked that too.
Yeah.
Not for this.
Not for that. All right.
Let me ask you this. The way that sales tax is split up in quarters, right?
Yeah.
Right now, it's 25% to the sheriff's office through this year, for 3 years, and their 3rd year is up this year.
Okay.
25% to DMH, started this year for 3 years.
Now, that's not part of that $450,000.
No.
No, it's an extra 471.
And
Okay.
then
That's for capital. Is that for chillers and the emergency animals and stuff like that?
then the rest, right now, we have about almost all of what is left this year, we have budgeted for capital in our current budget.
Now, I'd like to ask this question. When we set up that ordinance, saying that these monies that come into that ordinance, that it has to be spent on capital improvement, that was by ordinance, if I recall.
By the ordinance, by state statute,
By state statute. Do we have the ability as a commission, if we chose to do so, to change that ordinance so that, particularly with our dealings with the hospital, that they could use that money if we, whatever, we give them for any other purpose?
No.
Has to be for capital.
Yeah. The only thing that you could do would be this, and I think you talked to your auditor about this, and said this is just out of my head. For instance, say you can't use the 1 cent sales tax, or half of the one tax for this, but if you use it for something else, then you have money for that to do whatever would be with regard to the ambulance service.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, it's poor old Peter and Paul.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I'm thinking going down the road, you know, once you make a decision, whichever way we decide, and it's gonna take some extra money. If you go with private vendors, whether DNH does it or whether we do it, it's gonna take extra money. And I'm thinking, you know, $300,000 is paying us for it out, that's only gonna last us 6 months or so. Then where are we gonna get that kind of money? And there's not another half-cent sales tax out there, we've determined that already. And we can't change the ordinance so that you can spend this money directly to pay for any, you know. Would at least, with an ambulance company, whoever does it, would that be considered capital? Could that be paid out of that sales tax money?
Well,
It's not really capital.
no, it's not, but before I answer that question, I want to ask Mr. Dent the question. When you talk with the other county, which we know is there, their half-cent sales tax went totally for the ambulance.
Yes.
Didn't go for fire, it just went for the ambulance.
Yes.
Right? Right, okay. And,
$1.3 million.
and do they also have a special assessment for
Fire. Yes.
fire?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just thinking. Also, if you contract with a right, this deals with interest. It just dealt with interest, not necessarily the tax. If you read that, Wanda, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We just gave you the statute on small county surtax. But if you use the small county and you know, to approve by an extraordinary vote of, you know, of the members of the board, which would be at least 4 to 1, you know, when you pass the surtax, the 1 cent surtax. If you use the surtax for something other than EMS, you use it for something else, then there's nothing that says that you couldn't use your general fund for, you know, pay the money that you need to pay, if you needed to pay it to DNH, or if you needed to pay it to a private company, or if you needed to use it
to fund your own
Mhm.
Yeah.
ambulance service. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of, like I said, it's the old Peter, Robin Peters egg hall. And, again, what you need to be aware of, just because you decide to do it one way for a particular period of time, doesn't mean that you're locked in that way forever. And believe me, I understand politics. I understand politics. Oh, gosh, y'all did it, you gotta start over again, or something like that. But the important thing again is to provide the services that you're supposed to do under Florida Statute 125, which is provide the services for me as a citizen. So, you need to think about, when you come to a meeting and you finally decide which way you're gonna vote on, because you're not gonna vote tonight. But again, would you go over D again? What was that?
D?
D.
Yes, I sure will. D is follow the contract with DMH for defined period, more than just till, the fiscal year is over. And then, the county assumes responsibility of, EMS, and that would be, that we could combine services, or we could go out and get our own contract with, some other ambulance service to run it. There'd be two options there.
Okay.
Could
Well,
I,
the only reason I asked that was because if you said, okay, we're gonna, stay with DMH until the end of this year, that's a real short time.
6 months.
Yeah, that's a real short time to get everything done and, get the ball rolling and so forth. And I did, in our discussions with, the hospital, meaning Luanda, and they did tell us that the quote included that the companies that were interested, if they were going to use our ambulances and our equipment until they wore out, and then provide new. I wasn't really, that's what they said. And then, of course, they did say that there was gonna be a charge, yeah.
He was taking a beating.
He is getting shorter every day. That's a fact of the matter. So that was, and I wasn't real thrilled with that. I don't think Luana was either. I think Luana wanted to say something.
Conrad, the reason that we put the option D the reason I worded it like that is because we believe that it would take a year for us to get to the point where we could run either standalone EMS or combined service. But the concern I have with that is finding a third party to contract for just a year, I think would be difficult.
Oh, I think so.
If not impossible. So my anticipation is that the minimum amount of time, that a third party would want to contract either with DMH or with us would probably be 3 years, I would guess. So I just didn't want to slam the door on some day, running a service, because I don't know how all this will turn out. But that's why we worded it like that for a defined period of time.
Well, whatever we decide to do, in 3.5 years, you can bet in 2024 that we will have it. When this contract expires in 2024, we're just kicking the can down the road, as you say, Commissioner Moody. Keep kicking the can down the road.
Exactly what we do.
So that's why my thinking is that, we hop in the driver's seat, let's take control of this. think if we have control over it, we can have better, more reliable results, and we can be more accountable to the taxpayers, and hopefully we can provide a better service that the people deserve. You don't need to, you know, I don't wanna be transported if I've got a ruptured spleen and the ambulance breaks down in Lamont or somewhere, and then how do you know you got another one that's gonna come to get you? But, back to comment of the third party people, and I know one in particular, and I was talking with another county that used a particular one, and they provide all new ambulances and equipment. They don't have any problems, with staff. Their salaries are competitive. They are able to collect. So, whether you're one of them or whatever, if they can collect, how come we can't collect? If the people that you're talking about collect, how come we can't collect? So, you know, I think collections is a big part of it. But you gotta have that staff.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I mean, I would not want somebody to come in and take over our broke down, wore out equipment. We'll stay where we are.
I wanted to ask, Jim, you said that Swanee is fixing to lower their facilities. Aren't they affiliated with Shan?
Maybe Clinic, isn't it? Or is it Shan?
It's Shan. It's Shan.
Okay.
And Stark is also affiliated with Shan. So that's
all.
Well, that is a normal, when they get ready to pull out, they can make you do what.
Well, the whole thing, Commissioner, is if you're losing money year after year after year, at some point in time, your money tree is gonna, quit producing. And something has to happen. If you can't afford to run it, you can't afford to run it. I mean, that's the way I see it, and nobody wants their hospital closed, but at least they've got an emergency room, hope they can keep that.
Swanee County, though, is a much more populous county than our county. You know? That's shocking to me that,
Oh, that's what I heard it, same thing.
wow. I wouldn't
Can't
want to
pull
say
out
that.
all this more.
I had a call yesterday, someone told me about the two hospitals.
What about them not being able to, if somebody ain't got money, can they walk away from them? Private, I'm wondering how that is over there.
There would be conditions involved to apply for that.
A third party can pull up there and if you don't have an insurance card, they can drive off, I mean.
I wouldn't think,
They got liability.
I would think they'd go ahead and transport them, but they'd probably be more aggressive on the collection end of it. You know, they'll have them until they finally get something done.
At the end, I'll give you a chance.
Now, well, what if you said if we go and we do the bidding process for the ambulance service, we need more than 6 months to do all that and get it in place.
I wouldn't think so.
You can do it by October 1.
Well, there's a couple of options. So there's a possibility that if there's a county similar to size and as us, who has recently gone through the process, there is a possibility we could ask to piggyback, but I don't know that we would find that with an ambulance service because the demographics are so different in different areas. So that's probably far-fetched. So what we would have to do, I mean, we would have to work hard to get this all done and be effective June 1. But I think it's, you know, it's a possibility.
Possibility we could do it. I'm looking at option D, follow the DMX, well, the contract until 2024. We need to make a move prior to then, whichever way we're going. And I'm thinking about that $300,000. There's 6 months, and we've already, I think, discussed it, about 6 months. left until the fiscal year starts. Do you want us to talk about taking that, or part of that $300,000 to make DMX whole for the 6 months? To a number bigger than the 450,000? And then, by then, we can do the bidding process.
No, I don't.
You know, you get that?
No, because if we end up, taking it, then we need that $300,000. We do not need to give them another $50,000 a month, no,
with no guarantee.
no.
Well,
Okay.
I think the concern is if we cannot change the ordinance to use part of the 1 cent sales tax that we currently collect for operational needs, then I'm very concerned about the funding that we would need for next fiscal year.
Okay. All right, just ask a question.
The general fund is the only thing you come up with the money, have to come up with, we don't have no other way of getting that money another year. We have to come out of the general fund, doesn't it?
Well, I like COVID, scenarios where you could, you can change things around so that legally you can free up certain money that can be put somewhere and then use other avenues to replace that money.
Right.
And, I had thought about that because I was thinking, why can't we do a special assessment for the ambulance? I'm told we can't do that. We don't have any more sales tax money that we can do, but we can do a special assessment for fire and then take that budgeted money. And, there's ways that we can make this happen, y'all. If we take it, we can make it happen.
Right. Go back, probably, what I heard you say, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is that we can take money from the general fund, expenses and the service. And then all of that money in the general fund that we use for capital, we can replace that money that we spend with the 1 cent sales tax.
Uh-huh.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Well, but do we have enough money in the 1 cent sales tax fund to swap any of that out? Not with how, it all depends on what the budget looks like next year for capital. Because right now, a little over 800,000 is budgeted for capital for this year. So it would depend on what capital needs you have for next year.
So that 800,000 could all be paid out of the sales tax money.
It currently is now, yes, sir.
It currently is. And that capital would still be paid out of the 1 cent sales tax. Now, are there additional sales tax monies?
For this,
Now, how much money have we got that we could switch around? And how much could we take out of the general fund to implement the EMS service?
your general fund capital for this year was only about 400,000.
That wouldn't be enough.
That's all the expense plus the general fund.
Okay.
The 800 is road and bridge, MSDU,
Yeah.
solid waste, other funds.
All right. Looks like we're looking at a millage increase.
Well,
What's the
we've not done that for,
I looked at it just as an estimate, and I was going based off of 270,000 increase, I'm not sure where that came from. Added on to the 450,000, but to get an additional 300,000 would cost somebody that property value's at $100,000, it would cost us $20 more to get an additional 300,000 in general fund. Now, I'm gonna throw a pink in that and remind everyone, it's gonna depend on your value for coming up for budget. And remember, we're looking at a Medicaid cost share increase of at least 80,000 next year. And that starts July 1, so that'll actually affect our current budget.
I don't want to vote for a millage increase. Won't say I won't, but it's not mine.
More or less understand too that the county that, Mr. Jim's talking about is depending on
to use the license sales tax to pay for ambulance service?
They have different ordinance.
So is that,
Remember that this 1 cent sales tax that, when it started, we, had a referendum, okay? And then, you know, so we would know that your constituents were for it, okay? Now, see, there's this other county, Madison County. That's what we're talking about, y'all. Might as well just let the cat out of that. You know, grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, but really not. It's really not, because their folks are paying a 10 mil cap. See?
Mm-hmm.
And this board, ever since I've been county attorney, and it served to be 30 years, is the whole thing was the board, your predecessors were not going to go to 10 mil cap. I can remember talking about it when the hospital, prior to the new hospital being built, when the hospital was going under, you know, and they would rather have all of our citizens sign promissory notes and go borrow the money. I remember that well.
Really?
You know?
Yeah.
That's what, the whole community just
Sure did.
rallied around, and of course we were able to not have to do that.
What year was that?
Gosh, it was like 1990 something. I was county attorney. I've been county attorney since 1990, I think. When you're having fun, things happen fast. But it was in the early 90s.
Around 92 or 93,
I mean,
around 92 or 93.
yeah, because you were hardly even getting paid.
I didn't get paid for 2 weeks, not 80 hours, much more than 80 hours.
Right. When she was working at the hospital. And the community said, you know, we gotta do something, and they said, well, we can go borrow the money from the bank, and everybody would sign a promissory note for a certain amount.
Yeah, but the
And we
community,
didn't have to do it, and the community came together.
the community needs a hospital. We want a hospital. We want a good hospital that provides good services. The citizens deserve it. The good employees that have hung around out there through thick and thin.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, to this day, I would sign a promissory note.
So you would,
I would, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to remind the board too, when we did that referendum, we advertised that it would only be used for capital, not for operations. And we sold the public on that it would not be used for operations, and we stuck by that because that's what we sold to the public. We can't change that.
Either way.
I mean, you know, we've been put in between the rock and the hard place. That's where we're at. You know, we've got, what's going on now is not working. So here we are in the middle, between that rock and hard place.
and honestly, I'll have to say that, you know, the possibility is that if we contract, or the hospital contracts with a third party, I don't know that will solve the problem of all the transfers, that go on. And I don't know that there's a way to address that.
We don't know that, and we don't know what it will solve all the problems.
Well,
I mean, there's exactly, is it glass half full or half empty? You know, we don't know that.
right. And if there's performance issues with a third party, someone will have to address those. Whether it be, you know, our staff, or whether it be DMH staff. So, I mean, Conrad said all sorts of things in the contract, but then.
They gotta get along.
Right.
And we have not addressed performance issues up until today. So that would be something new for us.
How many years do you think third party's gonna want up front on the contract, at least.
Tim, you asked for Tim to get it.
That's right. It'll start off with initializing, and then you say it would probably be free.
3 is what I thought, that's what I heard.
They want,
Well, let me ask
one
you,
will not entice anybody.
if we taking up 300, if we making $300, that hospital ought to be full, I think. Are we sending them somewhere? Well, then they ought to be giving us some money for that, transport money.
Well, that's just like, I mean, you know, when citizens from another county comes and uses our emergency room, then unless it's changed, that county was not obligated to pay us for that, citizen, right, Conrad?
There was one that I remember, that was a statute, I'll give you a hypothetical. I'll give you what happened. Here's what happened. I think I've told you this one before. There was a guy that escaped from the jail in Nayo. And he was, got shot, and they couldn't figure out whether he got shot in Lafayette County or Suwannee County. But what they did was, they transported him to Shands. Okay? So, big bill, because he had several bullet holes in him. I mean, huge bill. And of course, Shands wanted their money. And there is a statute that out-of-county hospital, if they in fact take care of your inmate, you're liable to pay that bill. Okay? We've got some insurance to cover that now, hopefully. But anyway, so they come after, which one are they going to come after? They're going to come after the smallest county, right? Because they think they got a young lawyer that doesn't know what he's doing and so forth. So they came after Lafayette County. And I swung, pardon the pun, I took a look at that bill, and this is in the late 70s. This is a long time ago. And it was an itemized bill, and it was like $7.50 for an aspirin pill. You know, I mean, huge bill. And Lafayette County didn't have the money. And so, their lawyers, Shands lawyers, got a hold of me, and we negotiated it out. And I went through those bills. And we can't pay that. And we finally were able to make a deal with them to pay it. You know, and we laughed at Suwannee because we finally got it paid. But with regard to your question, that might be that we might have to pay. You understand what I'm saying? If somebody comes from another county. Because, you know, there's the Hippocratic Oath, you know, you will take care of those. It's sort of like how many people use our roll-off slide. You know.
I think one of the questions that we probably need to get an answer to is the definition of transfers, because my understanding is that there's really two different types of transfers. Situation is, say there's a call in CNAPC, and you know, DMH responds, and that patient expresses either the want or the need to go to Gainesville. So that patient is transported to Gainesville. And so that's a pre-hospital transfer. But then there's also interfacility transfers, where there's a patient who is at DMH who has gone through the emergency room or is currently a patient that needs to be transported to another hospital. And I'm not sure, our contract doesn't really define the difference between, you know, pre-hospital transfers and interfacility transfers. And I think that's something that we need to define. If we contract, if third party comes in, is that considered part of the service? do they take care of the interfacility transfers and the pre-hospital transfers, or are interfacility transfers the business of the hospital? And I don't have the answers to that. I don't know the
I
answer to
think a
that.
transfer would be a transfer is a transfer.
Mhm.
Whether you're going from wherever.
But I guess maybe Conrad, you can help answer that question. Is it the responsibility of the county to provide only pre-hospital transfers or interfacility transfers as well?
I don't know.
What's the Stark law? I didn't hear somebody talking about a Stark law.
About the what?
Stark law. S-T-A-R-K, Stark law.
Do you know? What do you think it is? What have you heard?
I heard it was one of the doctors assigned patients in hospital, and he gets a kickback. The hospital pays for assigning the hospital, like filling the hospital. I heard that it happened here in Taylor County, and it's no longer effective.
Can't answer that, but
I don't
it
know about that.
doesn't pass much smell test.
I never heard of that.
You
I
never
don't know anything about that.
You got a gentleman back there can pull in.
Well, we're gonna, I'd like to finish and then we'll give them a chance to talk. Okay, do we have any more questions or comments or anything about what we've got before us, the options we've got before us? I think it seems like we've pretty much all, contributed what our thoughts, and I think we've been through the process pretty thoroughly. I'm sure between now and the next meeting in a week's time, you're probably gonna get a bunch of phone calls, a lot of pressure. But we need to make up our minds to run this business the way we feel like it's best for our citizens and what the county can do. Anybody else before I open
I
up
tell
the
you
floor?
something else, I'm not above getting the citizen committee to work on it. 10 or 15 people get around the table and, representatives of the community, hash it out, make some recommendations.
Well, as long as they know the business part of it, the
Yeah.
medical part of it, you're gonna find that, and I'm a little leery with that, and it was mentioned before, someone asked me about it, of course, that's what this board decides to do, but, if you could find that were unbiased and really was looking at it in terms of a business decision, and of course, at the end of the day, it's still,
Yeah,
You know.
it does.
and, how many, I don't know, I got questions about it.
I have questions about that.
I'd be afraid you'd get politics involved. Imagine that.
That's the thought.
Right. But if that's what this board wants to do, Commissioner Gibbs,
I'm not pushing to get the thought. Good thought.
yeah,
Anyway, it comes down to options B and D now,
okay.
and I'll make that decision right now.
Okay.
We'll hear from the other side of it.
Yeah, I do too. Don't, everybody done?
Yes.
Okay, I know you were the first person, that raised their hand and wanted to speak, and then I'm gonna open the floor for everybody else.
I just wanted to try to get a little bit clarity. The question of, in any agency, whoever the board goes with, nobody can show up and say, you don't have money, we're leaving.
Yeah.
In emergency service, you have a duty to act. If they show up with a patient and they said, sorry, you can't pay him left, that would be abandonment and hold to a problem. So I don't care who you go with. If you go to duty to act, if you see that patient, you have to know
Yeah,
that patient.
I would think so.
I just wanted to give
Thank you.
clarification.
Thank you for that.
Good.
Okay,
You were discussing the single difference between a transport and a transfer. If someone has an auto accident, they're transporting that patient to the closest facility.
Yeah.
They can provide treatment. The transfer, as Mr. Wanda said, is from one agency to another.
facility to.
Correct. If it be Marshall Healthcare to DMH, Marshall Healthcare to Tallahassee, Marshall Healthcare to Gainesville, there's a distinguishing difference there.
But it's still a transfer, or
No, ma'am, you got a transport
You're
and a
carrying
transfer.
somebody somewhere.
Well, the other person at the accident scene, is taking them to the facility to administer immediate services. The other one is to transfer for a better service.
Yeah, I see.
upgrade service.
Yeah, and somebody asked me over the weekend, how does the Foxtrot work here? How are they able to, I mean, obviously, they're successful. They haven't come to ask us for any money, and the helicopter's still here, so, I mean, that's a good, that's a question. I told them, I don't know.
One of the other
Obviously, they have a
concerns that you
billing.
mentioned a moment ago that resonated with me was the fact that those other agencies are gonna take over your ambulance service that you already have. You've already determined those units are pretty well dilapidated. They're old. So to take that over, they're gonna come back and ask you for more funding to replace those units as this phases. As you shook your head, you agree 100% that,
Whoever takes it,
that's a no-brainer.
whoever takes it, has it, gotta have equipment. I mean, that's correct. Okay, who's next?
Well, I was just gonna say, first to define Stark. Stark is a law that's been on the books for probably 3 decades.
Will you come closer, some of
Okay.
the old ones can't hear. I'm
Stark
sorry.
is a law, a federal law that's very old, probably 3 decades.
The Stark law.
The Stark law.
Okay.
It started, and you know, it's not with him, but basically the pathology was one of them, because the pathologists were using and sending services. It's a law that prohibits the physician from gaining in a second way. In other words, it has evolved. Right now, there's I guess about 5 years ago there were changes, and some of that was in, if the physician had ownership in any service, and he were going to send you to that service, he is obligated to tell you that he owns part of that service, or say you can choose another service, or give you another recommendation. But Stark has evolved over the years. Just a couple comments, that we're very willing to work with you all on whatever you want to do. Luana and I have lots of phone conversations about this. I think that the money, when we talked about the $50,000, was going to a monthly stipend of $50,000, right, Pat, and not just to get to where it would be $600,000, which was one of the quotes that we had gotten, was the 600. One of the other quotes was 900,000. So that was, I think that number was not that great. And then the 300,000 was a separate issue in and of itself. So the 50,000 was what it would take to pay the third party the $600,000 stipend. No, you don't have stipend.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop you just for a minute. I have a concern about if this ends up going to this board, taking this and going for quotes, and something has been announced publicly about a quote, I mean, I'm a little nervous about this.
Yeah, well, one of the things that, my recommendation would be if we would advertise for bids, sealed bids. And that's why, Tom, I didn't say anything with regard to what that was, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, I lost track of my other thought. And with the one agency that made the comment about using our equipment, we basically told them our equipment was old. 3 of the ambulances are 9 years old, and that they would need probably to bring their equipment in immediately, and they still stayed with that quotation. I mean, their thought was, if you're using it, you're running it, if it's still good, we'll continue to use it. If it is good, we told them if it wasn't, you would have to be making
You
changes.
were forthcoming with the fact
Oh,
that
that's
their equipment was
yeah,
not
yeah.
what you would consider to be the best standard for them to accept and operate.
Right. So, that it runs, we keep it running, but it would be the best interest that they bring in their own equipment, and they were fine with that. Again, we're willing to sit down and talk about all of it and clarify.
Can you help me understand the difference, if there is one, between a transport and an interfacility transfer? Is an interfacility transfer basically hospital business, and if we contracted with a third party, would the board be expected to pay for interfacility transfer?
It's interesting that that got brought up, because that really wasn't a conversation in our discussions with the two people that we talked about before. I think it was assumed that inter-hospital transfer would be part of what they would have to do and would be included, and they would be responsible for billing for that and collecting for that. That wasn't an additional, but we didn't get down into the nitty-gritty. We know that the one organization we were dealing with is all over the United States and does this everywhere, so that they're pretty used to that. The other question you were asking about, we pick up, Steinhatchee is the primary place, we pick up people, and they basically demand to go to Gainesville, which is, we're caught in between a catch-22. There's some law that says you have to respond to the closest hospital, but it's a little iffy if they have specialists and other things in transport. So we generally transport, and it's primarily to Gainesville, but sometimes North Florida, which does bring an ambulance out of service for probably 4 to 5 hours.
Have you done any kind of patient survey to see why they don't want to come here?
It's basically based on the fact that all of their physicians are in Gainesville. That's where they've gone for all of their care. And it's primarily a lot of people who have a lot of comorbid conditions or illnesses, and the specialists are over there. They don't go to Tallahassee, because Gainesville is actually closer than Steinhatchee. So that's what 99% of that is that. Your question about air ambulance, I don't really have an answer other than probably a base price for an air ambulance flight is about $7,000 to $20,000. And so there's a huge collection fee, and it's done in a situation in which the patient finds and understands that they're responsible for that.
And I know that, and you know, and I know, and everybody knows that just like with the ambulance, there are people that are airlifted out that don't have the insurance and don't have the means, and they, would have a pretty hard time collecting, but somehow or another, they stay viable. They've made it.
Well, I've asked the Shands people, and I think part of that is the Shands is interested in making and getting the big transfers. So the case is they're willing in different places to sometimes have it be a loss leader in relationship to referrals. We're a little different. Shands Air has 2 helicopters in the Panhandle, and they run the ground service neonatal ambulance service over there, and they're basically based in the Pensacola area, because our director used to run that service over there. The other is that our collection is 29%. We did better than what you guys were doing. The fact is that you have to understand the payment system today, and the payment system doesn't pay much. Probably the best payer is Medicare, and it's below 50 cents on the dollar. And even the insured are less than that. And I think we can show you those statistics if you want to see that. We pursue everybody. We go to collections. We have third parties doing we do primary collections to try to save some money. We use third parties. We talked about this the other day about liens and stuff, and I happened to take some to Annie Mae the other day, and we got to talking about it, is that the cost to go after somebody is pretty expensive now, which typically is beyond a lot of the fees, the dollars we're trying to collect.
And that's the way it is in everything. The same, and we're not unique with that. The question is, why are they able to be more successful and we're not? What is wrong? Why is it that way?
Well, first of all, I think you can't take you have to look at the county and go beyond just what the dollars are, you need to look, because this came up in our other conversation, when we were talking about one service and where they were at. Every county is different relative to the likelihood of collecting. And so you really have to step back and say, okay, if the population is the same, is the economics of it, that's probably the more important. You can be 3,000 or 4,000 less or more, but it's the economics of the population and how they're insured is really, really tough. And we, definitely we've seen changes because of what Georgia Pacific has done, moving from United to Blue Cross. Blue Cross doesn't pay as well as United is, especially on the outpatient side. United usually pays much, much better on the outpatient side.
Mr. Stone, is there a difference in the amount of billing if someone went from Steinhatchee to North Florida Regional or Gainesville, or if they went from Steinhatchee to Perry? Is there a differential there as far as the billing on the operation of that unit?
They'll get billed based on the mileage and all of that. So there is an additional amount, which means sometimes it's harder to collect that additional amount. The same with going to Tallahassee or transfers. And, we really don't control the transfers, it's position based.
Intertransfer facility, I understand that completely. Obviously, we have a service for 10 years.
So, anyway, just a couple of points, and I just want to say we're willing to sit down and share what we have with you. And, the third quote you asked me to get, I called him again today, and so happened, so.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up a little bit with Tom. We certainly appreciate having worked with Wanda and Congress. I think it's still the issue of how much money we put into this thing and losses over a period of time. And Wanda quoted the 5-month loss. 8 months, that's $165,000. Is what was the projected loss for the year. Excuse me. And if you remember the presentation we made, we had losses started at 89, 196, 165 now. So all of that coming together is about $450,000 we're in the hole from supporting the ambulance operation. So we certainly think that from our standpoint, get some of all of that money back. I understand you don't have a lot of money, but that's where the $300,000 comes into play. We didn't have a calculated number of that at the time. It was just coincidental that that's what those hospitals sold for. So that's where we're at now. We certainly want to work to resolve it, and I'm agreeing with you. I think y'all should be in the driver's seat for those ambulances. That's where we started out.
Well, that's where it's gonna end up at.
Yeah, well, that was,
What
we
they
didn't,
are,
and we
right?
didn't come making a threat about it. We were just gonna throw it back and said, here are the 3 things we think that we proceed with. We can't keep going like we're going, or we're gonna spend all the money and the whole place is closed. Fortunately, we somehow month to month keep enough cash to pay people and pay the bills. So we want that to be a part of the consideration too. I think Malcolm's point about helping us there was certainly right on. So that's the financial situation as we see it today.
We don't have a money tree either.
Well, taxes sometimes get up.
That's true.
I have one other thing, if it's okay. I serve on the statewide EMS Advisory Council, which is the council that manages all of the, oversees all of the emergency services, fire, ambulance, and something came up in the meeting on, I was there last Thursday. There is some grant money through ACA, but it's only available to counties. So, because I talked to, I guess he's from Miami-Dade, he's the fire chief at Miami-Dade who sits on whatever council it is that digs up the money. So I'm gonna try to get some more information for y'all. He did tell me that there is only one county in the state that does actually gets the grant and then passes along to the third party that they do as a supplement. So, I don't know enough about it. I need to track it down, but I'll try to find out what that is, which could be useful to y'all. He kind of said it with a snicker that he doesn't really know how this large county is actually getting that money since it's going to a third party, but maybe we can learn what the trick is to get there.
Okay, anybody else? Bill?
When you're talking, well, first of all, let me apologize to you because I'm the one who started all of this. But then I regret not doing it 2 years ago when I never looked at what the loss was, the EMS loss was, that the hospital was picking up. And I think that hospital board's got a responsibility for the hospital more than the EMS. And the hospital should have brought this to you 2 years ago. This is bigger, worse than you think. When you start putting equipment and vehicles, hospital in no way could pay for replace equipment that needs to be replaced or damages. Can't do it. Be bankrupt. Sales tax portion that you dedicated to the hospital, not the EMS, the hospital. They're two separate entities. Always remember two questions. How do you get in and how do you get out? I've not seen any of these contracts they're talking about that they're going to bring all this new stuff in here and it's all going to be free and never seen it, never been shared with you. The hospital never said they were threatened to get out of the ambulance business. Never happened. You go back to the tapes, it never happened. What was said was, here are 3 options, and that was one of them. The board never said this is the option. And where anyone got the idea that the hospital said we will get out, never happened.
If you're
Never
referring to
happened.
what I said, is that what you're doing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
800.
You stood right here.
No, ma'am.
And you said we could give it back to y'all by law. We can give it all back to you.
That's true.
So that's what I
That's
said.
not saying we are going to, we want to.
No, and I didn't
It's
say
just
that.
fact
That's
that we
something
could.
you suggested.
But anyhow,
Well, you were not at the meeting with,
well,
with.
maybe, yeah.
Let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
You were not at the meeting that, Mr. Stone and Pat and Luanda and I were at my office,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, yeah. I would feel that way, so. The big difference between, them closing Live Oak, the hospital in Live Oak, is the distance from Live Oak to Shannon, which is 20 minutes or something. So that's, we don't have that. We got the problem of the distance between here and Tallahassee or here in Gainesville somewhere. I agree 100% with Conrad that these have got to be sealed bids. I was told that they did not have to be sealed bids, which I could not believe Conrad said. I know him better than that. But I don't think you can share these proposals, whatever they got, with the county and then go out to bid with these people. I think you're asking for trouble now.
I agree.
That was a concern of mine.
Yeah.
That's why they've not been shared with everybody.
But if bids were placed as public access, if a bid had already been placed on the calendar and another county bid a floor, that becomes public file. We can look into it later.
Well, you're talking about piggybacking, and of course, that's the dangerous thing to do also.
Well, I mean, if it's a matter of public file, there's your report info on public file.
Well, yeah, you can look at that and determine whether the bid that they give to you is commensurate, John. Sure you can do that. Do you understand what he was talking about?
Yes,
Okay.
Is it clear? I mean, are you understanding what I just said?
yes.
Okay.
The one thing, this ambulance service, I mean, we're talking about a business deal. Y'all talking about a business deal. It's business. The difference is that we have other people that we have to account for the business part. In other words, how much money we spend and how it's spent and what they get from that. Whereas y'all don't have that burden, for lack of another word, but we do. Not only to the business, but we're accountable to the taxpayers of what we do. So I just wanted to make that difference.
I think we have some accountability to the patients if we have, when we look at services, if we're losing money, we have to determine whether or not that's an appropriate service we should be in anymore. And I'm not saying the ambulance, anything, so I agree, both of us have parties that we are responsible to in a sense, and that's the problem. I mean, it's not just us sitting here talking, there's a whole bunch of other people out there.
This is not a fault of this board now. Be sure of that. Because if you don't know, you can't do.
Any other comments? Anybody?
I guess one other thing too that just crossed my mind when we talked about capital a minute ago. Twice we presented capital proposals when we were asking for part of 1% sales tax. So all of those things included hospital equipment and also included ambulances. So those were part of those plans we put in place, the 5-year plans we presented to you on 2 different occasions. So that was, I think, something mentioned earlier that was not seen any kind of.
Do y'all have a capital improvement plan to replace the ambulances?
Yeah, it is a 5-year capital plan.
A five-year, and have you been able to?
No, we haven't done anything.
Because, sometimes, I understand, we all make those plans, and, when it gets down to reality, sometimes you can't do what you thought you could do, or what you wanted to do.
Basically, the only thing we've really bought are small emergency items.
And not using any of the 1% money. We've not used any of that today.
Right.
I don't even know how much is in the pot now, how much have we collected?
I can, if you call me tomorrow, I'll let you know. I don't know.
So that was one point.
It started in October.
It started in October, so whatever little bit's been added, I don't know if we can buy an ambulance with that or not.
So it should be close to half of the 471.
You have enough. There's enough in there for an ambulance.
Yeah,
But that money is set aside for the hospital, not EMS.
But, now, your own board just said that there was EMS or ambulance equipment in your 5-year CIP.
So,
So, I don't understand.
it's not 2 separate sheets of paper, it's all in one page. But it doesn't matter what that says, ordinance says.
I still don't understand, I'm sorry. How is,
He just said it's like it's all in one sheet. Do you
Right.
think we,
so you could use part of your 1 cent?
No,
Why not?
because the ordinance is a law. A capital improvement is a wish list. The sales tax is for hospital, not ambulance.
Well, since the hospital runs the ambulance
No.
service, to me, I've always thought of it as one, not two separate things.
How could it be a separate entity?
That's not coming after the capital merger.
How could that be a separate entity? How can that be a separate entity?
I can be a
Yeah, but
separate entity
how can you
because
show
it's a
that?
contract with the county to take over the county's responsibility.
Okay, under the contract, it's under one entity at that point.
But the responsibility to fund EMS is the county's.
So why is that included in your 5-year CIP?
The 5-year plan,
Yeah?
that's just a wish list.
Well, Commissioner Murphy, all along, the county is responsible for it, but years ago, the county and the hospital had an agreement. Because if the county, would have a 1 cent sales tax to construct a new hospital, which we did, that they would take over 100% the ambulance service. But that didn't last very long. We've had to supplement, and they've come back, we've had to
Was the
supplement.
contract amended at that point?
Say again?
Was the contract amended at that point?
Yes.
Yes, it
How
was.
much money did what?
But they're still on the hook, so to speak, until 2024. If we decided to say, okay, we've got a contract for 2024, we're sticking by that. And if they say, well, we can't do that, then the next step would be some sort of mediation or process or something. And then I don't know how it would turn out, because we have a legal document that says they'll provide the services for 4 more years, 2024. I've got a copy of the contract here, you can get one.
Is it a possibility, given the situation, that you could somehow try to make that agreement whole?
Yeah, we can do that.
Somehow allow, is it possible to get on the ballot and give the constituents of the residents the option of the county funding the EMS or the hospital funding the EMS? That way, and I know it's thinking outside the box, but it's also giving direction to the board from the residents.
Don't have enough time to get it on the ballot, I wouldn't think. Well, not too long, but
it would, anything like that would not be, something that would have to be done, it would just be a recommendation.
But you have a
It
record.
would be a straw vote, it would be a straw vote, y'all. You know, and it's y'all's responsibility to make the decision, you know.
after having heard all this discussion from both parties, I like the option that we, the county, go outside the DMH and ask for sealed bids.
At what point in time?
As far as she can get it done, hopefully by the end of this fiscal year. That'd be by September 30th.
So you would want this effective 10/1.
If they can do it. If not, we'll suggest them 2 days. A year from 10/1, but I hate to see Dr. Memorial bleed for another 18 months. You know, if you're gonna do it, let's do it quickly. Or else let's subsidize the MA during this interim period, at least for 6 months, make him whole. But I've changed my mind since I've been here. I've heard all the discussion. I think the best thing to do is for the county to go out out for bids, see what's out there. And Conrad and or he was after the contract. Make sure we got it out, because if you get in, you wanna let out.
We'll call it escape clause.
Escape clause, and terms that we offer. I think somebody would be amiss on the other side if they ever asked for at least 5 years. You don't put in new ambulances here.
And I don't know that, I mean, I think when we talk about new ambulance, we may be talking about two different things. I don't know that we would require a third party to bring in all new ambulances. They may be new now, as long as they're functional and they're operational and they will maintain them.
Well, don't want to enter into a contract. And then about 1 year later, they come up and say, oh, we got to amend this contract because you got to buy some more new ambulances. I want to get all this factored in up front.
I bet they lease
And
them.
they might not want to replace all 4 of them at one time.
I bet they lease them anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ready? Do it, Bob. They just bring us some with tires, with the metal's not showing through the face.
But we want to be whole, we don't want to be cheap.
I got
Big one?
All rather than cheated.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing is this is gonna happen, whether it happens now or it happens in 3.5 years. But if we went and told the hospital, we got a contract with y'all, you're gonna have to abide by that contract to the end of it in 2024. And if they come and said, look, we absolutely do not have the money, we can't, then it's still gonna be in our laps anyway. You know, I mean, in one way or another, it's gonna happen, whether it's sooner or later, it's gonna happen. And, you know, why do we keep kicking the can down the road? It's gonna be our responsibility.
We need to work in the direction of letting fire department and hospital ambulance service all be in one down the road. We need to work in that direction, because other counties are doing it and getting by with it. It's gonna take a while to work into that. I wanna work in that direction.
We have a special, if I may, someone mentioned a special assessment for fire. Mr. Council, can you answer that? Do we have a special assessment to fund you for fire now?
right now.
We do not?
And if we impose one, we would have to reduce the ad valorem tax.
Yeah, I understand
So you
that.
don't,
That's what I was asking. I didn't know if we did or did not. Thank you. I appreciate that.
and then the other thing about this, if we do what we're talking about, then they don't have to put any more of their funds into EMS, and they should be able to run a good hospital without assistance from us, because they don't have this burden of putting their money into EMS. So that'll take care of the hospital situation.
Just a little bit more information. We have applied for 2 grants for 2 ambulances. So, we
And
don't.
cardiac monitors as well, right?
Yeah, and then we did, a third, well, I guess the two ambulances were 1 grant. We requested 2. And then we did a request for equipment, which was for new defibrillators and things like that. So, we won't know anything probably till April whether or not those come through. And they were 10% share, 25% share. And when I talked to the state, they said, well, if you got 2 ambulances, one would probably be 10, the other one would be 25 share, that both of them would be 10% share.
Well, okay.
Okay, well then, we're not gonna vote, since this is a workshop, but I think we've laid it out there, whether good or bad, whether we like it or not. The whole purpose of this was lay the facts out there and see what the best of all the evils, what's gonna be the best for the county and mainly for our citizens. So like I said, they deserve a good ambulance service, they deserve a good hospital.
meeting in April?
Meeting in April.
That's when you're gonna bring it back?
Well, we're gonna be back in, next week, next Tuesday night. You're not gonna be here, so no, it'll be
Let's wait
April.
till.
We need everybody here.
First meeting in April.
Yeah, everybody gonna be here first meeting in April.
It's not on the first day of April, is it? First.
No.